Hey, what do you say? It's the Swypit Show right here on the Success Network. I'm Kevin Hodes, President and CEO of Swypit. And of course, today you're joining us live from all over the world, right? You're watching, listening, wherever you may be. You might be going, who is this crazy guy? I am, that crazy guy. And of course, we're here today talking about a couple of different things, but the topic is, why do we have to pay credit card processing fees? Well, of course, we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to bring Mike, Mike, into the fold here in a few seconds. I wanted to talk today to you about some things that are going on that you need to know about, that you need to go see. And if you have not heard of Tim Ballard and the movie called The Sound of Freedom, then you kind of probably have been living under a rock, because it's even, I think, it beat out Indiana Jones, whatever crazy movie that was, at the box office. It's got probably 90 million worth of sales already. The movie probably was switched from Disney to these other people and back and forth and stuff. It finally was able to get out to the world, but you need to go out and see it. Tim Ballard is an amazing individual. I've had many years of being able to see Tim in California at some other functions and things that we do. And this man has been a crusader since day one. I remember meeting him for the first time and literally looking in his eyes when he was saying, I'm literally quitting my job at Homeland Security. Can you support me? And obviously he wanted to eradicate and figuring out ways to stop this sexual trafficking of kids all over the world. And I was like, in my brain, I was just so much to be thinking about. How is this one guy gonna, be a drop in the water of trying to stop it? Well, now we've got ways to help him do it, and it's the film. And they sat on this film for about 5 or 6 years. It's just finally out. And of course, one of the things that we did with producing, directing movies, even Ryan, who is sitting listening to me talk about this stuff today, he was working and editing on a number of different things that I've been involved with. But one is called It's Happening Right Here. And you can watch that on Prime. So go to your Prime account, click on the movie area, type in It's Happening Right Here. So if you've seen the movie, The Sound of Freedom, and you want to have something else that you can really relate to in your own backyard, look up It's Happening Right Here. And if you might be wondering what this little thing is right here in the background, I received this week. This is called a telly. And of course it's focusing on me. Let me get out of that. Let's see what it says. Boom. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get it. There we go. 2023, Kevin Hodes, producer. It's Happening Right Here. This came last week, and definitely honored to be part of this. Honored to get a telly for it, and that's what all these are back here. You've may be wondering what is back there. What are those things? Are they fake? No, this is a real. This thing's like a deadly weapon. I could, somebody come into the office, I could probably hook them with this. I don't know. This thing is heavy. So the same company that makes the Academy Awards and the Emmys and all that stuff, they make these for the Telly Awards. Pretty cool. And I have numerous tellies for different things and XBs. Listen, you can work with anybody you want for anything that you do in your business. But if you're not working with a true expert, why are you in business? Stop working with your next door neighbor. They don't know squat about business unless they're an expert. Yeah, you should be really being careful who you actually work with. And when you're working with people that know what they're doing, I've been in this crazy credit card processing business since 1997, 1998. And I put on my business card 1999. It just sounds better, right? Like we think of Prince in the 1999. It just rolls off your tongue better. I don't really care about the year on my business card. The goal is to help people. And at Swypit, we're helping people in many different ways. It's between best-selling books that I'm co-authoring. It's with movies. It's with being in this podcast. It's with speaking on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. and Bravo and A&E, wherever else, these things have been showing. The goal is to work with someone that knows what the heck they're doing. I learned a long time ago when I was young, living with my father in upstate New York, when it was cold and our pipes froze. And I remember going into the basement. Yes, in other parts of the world, if you're here in Texas, they do have basements. Well, you'd go and open up the thing. It was outside sometimes. You had to walk outside your house and you had to trudge through the snow and the ice. We open up the things. We go down the steps and there's water going everywhere. Well, of course, my father figured he could fix it himself. He did. He fixed it. Yeah, he fixed it and made it worse. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I remember that day having an epiphany, just being, 15 years old, 14 years old, saying, I'm going to get people to do this. I am not going to be Mr. Handyman trying to fix stuff because I am not a handyman. I don't know what I'm doing. I have to find the right people to help me get where I'm going. And I have to surround myself in business with true professionals that I can rely on, that I can give to my clients to help them get where they need to go. I mean, at the end of the day, you're looking for the right resources. And that's why we're talking today about why do we have to pay credit card processing fees? If there's one thing that I hear about from business owners all the time, it's why do I have to pay these stupid fees? What is all this stuff? It's so expensive. We're going to talk about that today in depth. And I've got 5 little things here that we're going to talk about that are super important to your business. But I do want to bring in our special guest. Drum roll. Bam! Here he is, my twin cousin, Michael. Of course, he's got the hair in the family. But I will say that if you squeeze over here a little bit more.
Squeeze.
Yep. Let me pull the mic over.
There, not there.
Yeah, you look up there. We can move this all around, whatever you want, Mike.
Nice shirt.
So every day, we have multiple colors for shirts here. And of course, Michael, this morning when I was looking at my shirts, I was going, okay, which one is he going to be wearing today? And I go, it's going to be this one. So, of course, here we are.
What time did you put your shirt on?
Oh, let's see here. I don't know, 8:30 or whatever. No, I
was first.
Oh, yeah, you were first. Yeah, that's okay. I was channeling my inner family connection to the family, trying to figure out what he was thinking. And boom, I got it.
Well, you look good in that color.
I know, right? I'm liking the color. Let's move this camera over a little bit here. Does that make it feel a little better?
I don't.
There we go. So now we got the camera shot. All right, beautiful. So, of course, we're talking today about
why do you have to pay fees?
Why do you have to pay credit card processing fees?
Because you have to.
Yeah, well, nothing is free in this world, right? So you're a business owner. Why do you have to pay for electricity?
To keep the lights on?
Oh, yeah, right. So there's a cost for that?
Is this question and answer?
I don't know.
I prepared.
I didn't prepare that one.
You want to ask me about the phone bill?
The phone. Yeah. Why do you have to pay? Why is my internet cost so much?
Because life costs money.
Oh, now I like that. Life costs money. Maybe we got a little banner that will come across. It'll say, life costs money.
Because it's a privilege, right?
It's not a right. It's a privilege to have internet. It's a privilege to have electricity. It's a privilege to accept credit cards. Yeah, Chris, we do love our shirts. And we're probably due to order some more. Just been too busy to come by and order. But yeah, thank you so much. Chris has chimed in. And yes, he did our shirts. But of course, there he is. Hey, you got me off subject now, right? So anyways, where I was going is that, yeah, there's nothing free in this world. These shirts cost me money. Chris, why do my shirts cost? Why they should have been free. You should have given to me, right? Yeah. Listen, I bought the shirt. Why do you have to charge me to put this on there? I mean, come on. I am so tired of listening to merchants complain about everything. The whole world's upside down. And you've got all the, I think we're finally getting past some of that cancel culture. Like, we've got that country music singer that they canceled Jason Aldean.
Oh.
They canceled his video on CMT because they didn't think that it was proper and it was racist or whatever it was. You know what? They just made it like number 1 or number 2 on Apple Music, wherever you listen, whatever.
They help them.
How stupid are these people? Listen, if you don't like my show, I want you to turn it off and don't watch it. Please. What is up with these people? What's going on in the world today?
Way too much in the mind. And
wow.
to say.
Yeah.
There's just too much. It's unfortunate. It's everyone's dictating how things should be and but there are regulations. There are things in this world that are what they are because they have to be that way.
Yeah. Maybe you should get rid of the stupid administrational people that we have there. We got a bunch of old fuddy-duddies in Congress and senators. All those people. No offense to my parents, I love them to death, but they're, older than us. And do they know what's really happening with stuff that's going on in the world today?
Our kids asking the same question.
Yeah, right? Stuff? Yeah.
But they want to cancel
it. But let's just cancel that. TikTok, let's cancel that. That's a Chinese-run company. It makes me think, every time I hear that stuff about canceling something like that, I think of like way back when they round up all of the Japanese people, all the Asian people during the World War II, I think, and they put them in camps in California and all these different places all over the country. This stupidity. How about it was the Russian people, right? Oh, they must be Russians. Are they having secret meetings? It was like years ago. The Russians. Aren't we a melting pot of like everybody? Why can't we all just get along? But anyways, that's a whole nother subject. Is
that tomorrow's show?
Yeah. We could really go on about a show, right? Yeah. But we're going to get back onto the subject of, obviously, why do we have to pay for credit card processing fees? Let me give you 5 key points here, okay? When you're looking or searching, trying to figure out what to do, the most expensive companies that you can be using to process credit cards that don't give a rat's ass about you, have no customer service, and everybody thinks they're the greatest thing all the time. Let me tell you who they are. You ready? Square, Stripe, PayPal, QuickBooks. What's the last one? Anyone?
Software.
And then software that locks you right in. So let's talk about that. Square is great for a new business owner. They have no clue. They can't figure anything out. It's simple. It's easy. Yeah. But if you're doing $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month, great. Use it. Okay. Just use it. Stop complaining. Just use it. All right. Let's go to, what's the next one? Let's go to PayPal. PayPal's great for when you're doing online payments and you don't know where those people are coming from. You could do that. PayPal's been around forever. It's a good company, but it's mostly owned by and associated with eBay. I know when I see somebody that takes PayPal for payments, I'm going, man, these people really don't know much about how credit card processing works. I don't judge people. I just look at people in a much different way because I know the industry. Please don't judge me for making decisions of how I think because I know my industry. And then, of course, there's Stripe. Stripe is great. It's simple. It's easy. Man, that shit is expensive. And I'm going to tell you that most developers will use Stripe because it's a click. Boom, boom, boom. It's simple and easy. Now, the developers don't give a rat's ass about you and your profits. They want what's easy for them. Yep. When are you going to wake up, America? What's easy for developers doesn't mean that that's the best thing for the profits of your company. Hello? Wake up call.
They're not looking out for you.
Hell no. I'm not trying to tell you that you have to be working with us because of that. I'm trying to advise you for business practices that are smart, and you need to be working with people that are knowledgeable of their industry. If you had cancer and you were going to go to your next door neighbor who just happened to read a book about how to beat cancer, do you think that that is the smartest thing that you should be doing? No, there are oncologists out there. Like Dickie V is going through some radiation. Dick Vitale. Do you think that he is using his next door neighbor? No, he's using the best doctors on the planet. He's beat it once, he's going to beat it a second time, and he's going to go on to live a very fruitful life. I'm just telling you, you as a business owner are stupid. Yes, you're stupid. You got to find the right people. It's very hard to find them, but you have to look for them. And I'm telling you, your developer don't give a shit about you. Now let's talk about developers who create software. Those people that are creating software, those individuals, they don't care about your back end, your money, your profits. They don't care about anything except creating a software product that will give you maybe something easier in your life. Listen, we all have it. We have a car. People created a software, a device that's in the car to help us drive the car. It rides nicer because of the software. But do I get locked into going to the gas station that developer makes me go to? No, I have a choice of where I put gas in. All they did was create knowledgeable, make my life easier. When I press a button in the car, the thing goes to my radio and it plays perfectly. No one's locking me into something. That's what you don't understand. The developer creates a product. There are handyman type products that are great and they make your life easy. But the developers, they've partnered with a merchant service company that gives them a piece of the action. Why would you want to pay 40% more?
40%?
40% more. I mean, it's ridiculous how the world has come today. And you know why? You've been conditioned in your business to just settle. And my wife and I, we go over this all the time. I'm like, hey, listen, can you get me something at the store? And she couldn't find it. So what does she do? She finds something that's similar to it. And I go, why did we settle for this? Why can't I have what I want? I don't want to settle. Now she's used to this and she's used to my conversations about, this kind of subject. But some people just, it's okay. Right. There's certain things I'm willing to deal with. And I love my wife to death. And I'm happy that she's able to do all those things for me. And I will take whatever she gets from me because I just don't care anymore. I just need what I need and she helps and it's awesome. Do you have any settling things in your household? I'm just curious.
That show's in 2 days.
I'm just talking. Why do people settle? Why are they settling? Hey, here's your software product. It's going to make your life easier. Man, I love this. Okay, great. Just sign here. And then you go 3, 5, 6, 8 months later and you go, why am I paying so much money to process credit cards? And you call them up and you go, hey, I want to switch processors. I met this other guy that seems to be smarter than me and maybe you and your development of products and services. And he said that he could save me almost 40%. And then you said, I can't switch. Wait a minute. I can't switch if I get this software product?
How come that wasn't written?
How come that wasn't written down somewhere? You know what? You got to stop settling. Life isn't about settling, right? Where do you go for lunch? You just, have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at your office? Great. Then you're probably a settler. Okay. You're just going, whatever. I'm just going to have peanut butter and jelly. I'm just going to settle. No, you have a choice. Oh, wait a minute. You have software. You don't have a choice. Yeah. What is wrong with you? Seriously, what is wrong with you that you're willing to settle and just, okay, whatever. I don't mind. I'll pay the 40%. Here, do we have a solution for that though? Actually?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Use it all the time.
Yeah. So let's just say you did settle, you figured it out, and you made a mistake. And guess what? What do you do when you take cash? I mean, maybe it's not as often as you usually do, but I tell you what, there is cash in the world. And when you take that cash, you got a little button that says cash. Well, you know what? How about having an other button?
Can I use experience? Can I use a
Experience.
little bit of experience? Would
Yeah.
you mind?
Well, let me talk about the other button real
Yeah.
quick. So here's your solution. You got software, you settled, you love the software. Keep using it. I don't want to steal your software. What I do want to do is give you money back in your pocket because you're paying too much in credit card processing fees. That software, keep using it. But then what happens is we're going to give you, and I've got one over there. I should have put it over here. But we're going to give you a credit card machine at no cost. How many you want? We're going to give you as many as you need. That credit card machine is now going to save you 40%. You know what that 40% is probably going to do for you in your business? You might be able to hire another employee. Or maybe you just want to buy a new car that you need for your business. I just can't employ enough of the common sense of a business owner to start really paying attention to your bottom line. And as the more you settle, the more you're paying for things, it's going to come back and haunt you later when you're looking for that extra cash for the things that you need to do in your business. But go ahead, Michael. What was your experience that you were going to talk about?
No,
The other button.
Well, I mean, for those who do or do not know, that we had a restaurant back in the day, and we had software, we had POS systems that wanted to lock you into credit card processing. The go around was to do a credit card machine. It wasn't yours. I don't want to get into that today, because I know that that's a tough conversation to have.
That's your fault, not mine.
We probably could have saved a little bit more. But with that said, we would do what we
At least
did.
you were smart with
Went
the
into
separate
the
credit card
POS
machine.
system and hit other.
Yeah.
Whatever other was. And I knew it was our money. Why should I give that other money, our money, back to the processor that we don't even know?
Who the hell? Yeah, who are they?
Unless,
You know, forget about, even who are they and what they do. With Stripe and PayPal and Square, what you have to do to get customer service? You got to send an email.
do you get a reply?
I mean, you may. Hey, we received your email. We'll get back to you in the next 24 to 48 hours. We hope you're having a great day. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us. I mean, when this is your money, dude. What the heck is wrong with you? I don't get it. I mean, I've been like customer service right on the. I mean, it's bam. Listen, we're here to help you. I mean, I'm a dying breed. This company, Swypit, is a dying company.
It ends with us.
It probably is going to end with us. Listen, I'm doing this for 20 something years, since 1997, 8, 9, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you want a reliable company. Sure. Square, PayPal, all those people. Let's go to QuickBooks. I didn't even talk about QuickBooks. QuickBooks, another software company. Hey, you got to use our credit card processor. You're all locked in. Yep. Hey, guess what? I want to pay 40% more. What I'd like to do is I want to make it so you only pay 20% more. But this would be great, right? So I'm going to make you pay 20% more, and I'm going to literally process all your credit cards, and I'm going to come to your business, and I'm going to I'm going to run all the transactions for you. Or maybe I should, we'll keep it at 40%. Would it be okay? I'll just run them all for you. I'll come to your business. I'll employ somebody to come stand at your business, but it won't be.
For you.
Yeah, we'll just. If you don't mind paying 40% more, why can't you give it to us? We give good things to others, right? Would you rather maybe pay 40% more, and we'll give it to military things we do. We give it to making movies to help people in their lives with multiple different types of scenarios. We listen, if you're going to give 40% more in processing fees, you know me now, right?
I know you.
Yeah, you could see me at Swypit. I mean, what do you think?
We'll answer the phone.
I'll even answer no email. We'll just anytime you want, 24/7. You pay 40% more. I think that might be a good idea.
I think the biggest thing is service. There's always the price.
Yeah.
40%, but we're also all about the service.
Well,
that's why we're a dying breed.
All right, here we go. Let's get it. I'm ranting
You
and raving
are.
and going
You're
over
upset
stuff.
today?
Maybe we'll edit that out later. The negativity. I'm not. It's so frustrating to actually know that people don't know that they can never switch. I mean, literally, you can never switch. And if the software company comes up with another solution for you, that's just another company they got a better deal at.
What if you find a software company that lets you integrate with other processing companies? It's probably good software, right?
That's a good software company.
Yep.
They're giving you a choice of it, and it has nothing to do with them. So that means that they're more caring about you, and those are companies we like to work with
Mhm.
because we care about our clients. They're going to care about their clients. They're going to create long-term relationships. That means, you know what? That means that their software has to perform, and that means their software is probably better. Now, I know there's plenty of huge conglomerate software companies, but the bigger they get, the more you're going to get lost in the shuffle. Anyways, let's talk about number one, learn how to read your merchant statement. Yes, yes, there is a complexity to this statement. There are fees on there that no one knows what the heck they are. And they'll call us and go, "What is this?" And I'll be like, "Well, that's because of this or however." You realize that there's something called PCI compliance, and you can actually go to this website that's about the PCI data standards, PCI-DS, payment card industry data standards. That's what PCIDS stands for. We have a link on our website in the FAQ section that will direct you to what that website is, and it gives you information on why you have to be compliant. Well, the compliant with processing credit cards is based upon the transmission of that data. Now, you might be using some older antiquated equipment, and maybe you still have that old point of sale at your place and you're swiping credit cards still. You're just sending random credit card numbers over the internet and it's able to be stolen. But if you're using newest, latest, greatest technology that we have, when we give you a terminal and you stop using the software's approved credit card processor, you are now compliant. Wow. I mean, did you know that if you have a breach at your business based on the credit cards you receive and the way you're transmitting the data? By the way, your software people don't give a shit about you and if you're compliant or not. They're compliant. They don't care if you are or not. They could care less. And I can tell you right now, PayPal, Square, Stripe, and QuickBooks, all those four companies, guess what? They don't care if you're compliant or not either. They're not even letting you know that you need to. Now, if you Google, if I have Stripe, do I need to be PCI compliant? If I have QuickBooks, do I need to be PCI compliant? If I have Square, do I need to have and be PCI compliant? If I have anything, I don't care who it is, Google it. You're going to see that it says you as a merchant need and have to be PCI compliant. Now, again, we're going to go back to what Mike said in the beginning. What was that? It's not a privilege to accept credit cards, it's a right. Just like when you get pulled over by the police, license, registration, and insurance card. And you give them that information. So, you know, as a business owner, I hope you're smart enough to know that if you have a driver's license, that is not a right, it's a privilege, and it can be taken by the state that you live in any given time. If you drive a car, you have to register it by the state. If you have no insurance, do you think that's a smart idea? No, you have to have insurance. You can get a ticket for that. These are privileges. They're not rights. Just like accepting credit cards. If you don't want to accept credit cards, don't do it. If you want to complain about the fees, stop taking credit cards. Take cash. Let's see how much business you continue to get because your customers aren't coming back to check and see if you're taking credit cards now. I have people used to say to me all the time, "Oh, nobody ever asked me to pay with a credit card." Well, that's because they're going to not tell you they're
It's
broke. They're going to tell you they don't have the money to pay for their car being repaired. They're not going to tell you that, hey, I'll just go to the ATM machine. I'll be right back. No, they leave and they're not coming back. You take credit cards, you build it into the price of your product that you're selling as a smart business owner. Do you know Walmart doesn't do this? Target doesn't do this. Why not? Because they're smart in business. That's why they're billion-dollar retailers, and you're the failing business in America.
My favorite. I don't take credit cards. Do you know how much business you lose without ever knowing that you lose business? No one's going to tell you.
Nope.
No one's going to say, well, I'm not doing business with you because I'm not taking credit cards.
That's right.
And then they might pay it that one time, but they're gone. And they're going to tell someone else that you don't take credit cards. And for you folks out there that have high reward cards and want your rewards, your points, your travel mileage,
Yep.
travel free and all that, if you went to a place and that retail shop said, no, I don't want it, not necessarily retail, I'm not taking credit cards, well, I'm going to find somewhere else where I can get my points because I want to take that trip.
Yep.
So it's the unknown business that you lose, and it's the amount of folks that are telling others that X doesn't take credit cards.
Yep.
And it's a shame because again, it's part of doing business.
Well, now let's talk about reward points for a minute there, Mr. Mike.
Yes,
You
sir.
just brought up a good point. So there is the ability for people to surcharge, and it makes the customer pay the processing fee for that transaction. And the Visa has it set at 3%. MasterCard is still a little higher. But basically what happens is you're going to pay 3% for every transaction through somebody that does surcharging. We have the ability to do it for our clients. I'm not a big fan of it. I'll do it if they want it. You know, we want to give them the service that they do, and we'll still take care of our clients. But if I'm at a retailer and they say, "Hey, I want to charge you 3% for that," and they have to let you know. So if you don't see a sign that says we charge 3% or 3.5, whatever it may be, for that consumer product, whatever it is you're purchasing, they are now not even following the guidelines because you have to register with Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover to have the ability to surcharge. That's something you probably didn't know either. So if you're just randomly charging people, you know, an extra 3.5, 4%, whatever you're doing, you have to be registered to do it. It's mind-boggling how people just think they can do whatever they want. You know, there are people that are just taking tax, and they are just taking a certain tax, but they don't actually pay the tax. But you don't know that as a retailer. They're just taking that customer still has to pay a certain amount of tax to the state of whatever it is that they're in. And if they don't, the state will come in and they'll, you know, shut them down and do whatever. Now, eventually it catches up to them and then they start or stop doing that or doing it the proper way. But, you know, with surcharging, this is what's going to happen. It's going to start flipping. There's going to be more and more merchants surcharging, and they are now not actually. How do I say this? You as the retailer can write off your credit card processing fees 100%. We don't want you to pay more. We don't want you to pay. You know, you pay fair pricing for your credit card processing fee. You write it off on your taxes. Well, what if you were writing all of those fees off on your taxes and you were collecting the fees and your accounting people weren't appropriately making that known to the IRS? Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when the IRS shows up and they go, "Hey, we need to audit your books"? And now all of a sudden they see for years you've been doing some sort of surcharging. You weren't registered with the card brands, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover. You were surcharging and you were collecting money and making money on Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover. And now the government's just figured it out. Now you're going to pay fines for the years worth of all of the surcharging you've been doing. You are setting yourself up for failure just because you are trying to, what is that called? Thwart the system or,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
That
I
works.
mean, that is literally what you're doing. So let's just say you did surcharging. Well, here's what's going to happen. Consumers are going to start complaining when more and more people, as a consumer, they're going to start complaining that, hey, why am I having to pay a surcharge? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to start taking away your rewards. Think about that. When it gets to be a bigger pain in the butt for the card brands, they're just going to start taking away the points. What does that mean? All those credit card purchases you did for the year that added up to all these different points for that family vacation that you wanted to do during the summer that, all those points just basically covered for? Gone. They're going to start removing things. You're creating a bigger problem than you know what you're going to be doing with. This is the world of how settling is going to create bigger problems for consumers in the future, because the cancel culture and all the people that want to, not do specific things or find ways to go around them. There's always some secret. You know, Michael and I were at a merchant that we don't want to say who the merchant was. We're not going to say where they are, but remember, what did he have? He had what was that internet thing that he found or whatever it was? So he didn't. What was that thing? Do you remember?
It was falling. It fell off the back of the white van, and it was more like a router.
Yeah,
kind of, sort
but what
of.
did it do? What did it do for him?
I don't know, but it made it free.
It was free for him.
Free.
For what? Internet.
Which
Yeah.
means nothing's really working.
So what does that do for us, right? So when you're stealing stuff and products and or services, that just increases costs for things like insurance fraud, right? Insurance fraud causes people to pay more money for insurance. Right now in the state of California and the state of Florida, what are they doing? They're canceling people's insurance. I think it's more rampant in Florida right now, where they're just saying, hey, we just don't, we can't handle all the losses. So all these insurance companies were, happy to be taking all of our money. But then when they decide, okay, well, we've just lost billions, we got to get out of this. I mean, I think it's crazy, right? So luckily, there still is insurance, state mandated something through the state of Florida, and you can still get it some shape, form, or another. But at the end of the day, when they've had enough, they just are, okay, we're out of here. What do you think is going to happen to your credit card processing stuff? Yeah, stop complaining about it, right? Stop worrying about what the fees are. Write them off on your taxes and just find somebody that's going to give you service. Now there's a real, that's real world knowledge right there, right?
Wait, I know this company.
Yeah. So choose the right pricing structure for your merchant account. And that company you can get that with, the right pricing structure is
Swypit.
Swypit. That's right. Being in almost every state in the union, we've been helping clients for a long time getting the right pricing structures. And the right pricing structures are through the interchange structure. Square, Stripe, PayPal, they've got this, one price fits all. They're like, I think the hand keyed for Stripe is 3.5 or whatever it may be. Let's just say 3.5. What if that was a debit card that you hand keyed? You know what it hits the network at? It hits the network on the interchange schedule at 0.05%. This is a math question for you folks. Why would you pay 3.5% when you can pay 0.05%? I mean, it's insane. Now, there's some variable fees in there, but obviously, let's just say all debit cards are literally under 2%. Every debit card on the interchange rate structure, on the PIN-based transaction, it's all under 2%.
So why would I pay 3.5%?
Because you're an idiot. Because you're locked into software.
Right. Or just lack of knowledge.
I'm trying to wake you up.
Knowledge.
You have a choice. You're just not taking the choice because you're afraid. And I understand that. And I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to work with a company that gives you knowledge, expertise, that's been around long enough to give you the hope that you can be more profitable to help you in your business. And that's where reducing fraud and chargebacks are subjects that we help our clients with when that happens. We tell everybody, act like you're OJ on trial for your life and you're getting ready to go to jail. Well, if the glove don't fit, right? He didn't go to jail. So what you need to be doing is working the same way. And we're going to give you some knowledge and expertise to help you with that in your business so that you can hopefully win these chargebacks. Did you know that the chargeback is coming from the card issuer? You, as a consumer, have done a chargeback yourself, right? You looked at your statement and you said, hey, I didn't eat there. Hey, I didn't buy a product. Hey, I wasn't in Oklahoma City last week. Hey, what the heck is that? You call them up And whoever it is on the end of the phone goes, hey, guess what? You don't have to pay for that. You're not liable for that. Great. Thank you so much. You know who loses? The merchant. The merchant is actually going to lose out on the product from the consumer that walked in the door and stole from them. And that consumer basically stole your information because some other merchant wasn't PCI compliant. I mean, this is a vicious circle.
It is so convoluted.
And the end of the day, if you're working with the right company, Swypit, we're going to help you be PCI compliant. We're going to manage and make sure you've got the right pricing structure, not what's good for us, but for what the right pricing structure is good for you. And then you're going to create a lifelong, not worry about what's happening in your processing side of your business, because you're working with real people that are more concerned about you than they are about themselves. And that's how we work, because we come from the food business. I'm a former chef. Michael's a former restaurant owner. And if you've gone to any restaurant and you sit down and you have something that maybe wasn't right and they bring it back to the kitchen to make it better for you or whatever, they don't tell you to come back next week, do they? They get it done right away. We're working on stuff to get things done quickly, not tomorrow, next week, whenever. There are a few instances where they're completely out of our control, but those few instances are few and far between, because I can deploy my own equipment. We can make sure that everything is compliant and follow through on everything that you're supposed to be doing, with us knowing that we can assist with that process. That's what's working with professionals is all about. Avoid equipment leases. Wow. Do you know that the guy that's coming in to talk to you about your credit card processing, he's trying to make a sale, right? So he's going to try to lease you equipment. He's going to make $1,000, $2,000 on that equipment. It costs us like a couple $100. And he's made his money up front. He don't care about you and your processing. Boom, gone. Don't even know where he is, because he's already quit. He's already moved on to doing something else. He made some quick, fast money. That's a bigger problem right there. You know, you've got monitoring and auditing your statements every single month. You have to have an aggregate depending upon your actual type of business. There's many different facets of how people go, well, I've got 2.6% across the board. No, you don't. You might have it through Square, Stripe, PayPal, whatever. You're paying more than you should. I mean, if you're paying, let's just say that 99% of all of your transactions are debit cards, and you're paying an aggregate of 3.5% through PayPal, Square, QuickBooks, whatever you're using, and you're hand keying them. Why would you want to do that? You're just throwing money out the window. Your aggregate for like debit card stuff is like around 1.2 to 2%. If most of your transactions are actual debit cards. Now, if you are a high-end business and most of your cards are from a affluent neighborhood, you could be in a, very high-end neighborhood. If you go into the Walmart in there and you go look at the box of Frosted Flakes and how much they are, go to the, community Walmart where it's less, ethically, whatever they're doing there. What are they doing? I think it's wrong too. So Walmart and a lot of retailers do this actually. In an affluent neighborhood, the prices for products and services are more money. If you go to a less income driven community, the prices will be less. But why are they doing that? Right? And different products even. Yeah. So it's just different. But here in the United States, when your credit card processing happens, you could have $1 million business over here and $1 million business over here. Two different fee structures, because it's depending upon the types of cards they receive. In the affluent community, they've got more reward cards, more rewards, more fees. Write them off on your taxes. Debit cards. Did you know that you cannot surcharge a debit card? In most states here in the United States, you cannot surcharge a debit card. And if you are, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble as soon as they figure it out. So let's say you get audited, the government comes in, they see that you're taking fees and writing them off on your taxes, but you're keeping and putting in your pocket. You are also surcharging debit cards, And then they'll figure out how many, because all they got to do is call up your credit card processor and go, hey, how many debit cards have these people run if it's not on the statement? I mean, you're asking for a world of hurt. There's so many facets of credit card processing that people don't think about, and they just go, oh, I'm just going to switch to somebody else, or I'm going to surcharge this, or whatever I'm going to do. What do you got to say about all this stuff? Monitoring, basically, because we got to wrap this up. We're getting closer to Ryan working with somebody
my new
else.
line
But
today, and I don't know if you're gonna like it, is we make the hard easy.
we make the hard easy.
Think about it,
Yeah.
because this world. Think about the client that called us and said, "We have a location. We're working with you. We dabbled with another company, and they
Yep.
screwed up all our stuff. They're holding our funds and this and that." And we took that, made the hard easy, and we were able to help her out in a day. So it's just experts,
Yeah.
knowledge.
You're running a business. You're probably running on a shoestring and a prayer, and that the prayers have not been answered, and your shoestring just broke, and you're literally going, what am I going to do? Well, what if you just had an extra 40% in your pocket every month from the fees that are your business expense in your business? The most overlooked profit eating part of your business is your credit card processing. Not only is it the most expensive part of your business, you are setting yourself up for an issue and a problem that can arise later. I'm not saying it's going to happen to everybody. I'm just saying the potential for that it's there. And we at Swypit, we want to help people. And if you are wanting to work with us, you can you can share, you can tell others. We're here to help you. If you'd like to get a hold of us at Swypit and talk to somebody that can give you the knowledge and expertise that you need to run your business more efficiently, we would love to work with you. And we don't care where you're at in the country. We just want to work with you. And we're going to teach you that you can make it easy to start working with us. And it's just as easy for you to leave us. But it's also just as easy to come back if you're willing to step back and say, I made a mistake. And we have that a lot. We have people, they go and they're like, oh my gosh, what a mistake that was. And some of those horror stories, I mean, I have it all the time. Listen, we get it. We're just like you. We don't want to pay more than we should. But I can tell you this, we don't make people pay more than they should. And we're going to give you so much love and kindness that you're going to tell everybody that you know. And that's how this company was built. And I'll tell you what, we love you. We want to take care of you. We are Swypit. And of course, this is the Swypit Show on the Success Network. And we're going to wrap up today's show. And we appreciate you and everything that you do. We want you to be working with us, so you can call us, like, share. What else do I need to say? I don't know. That's pretty much it,
I
right?
think they got it.
Yeah, liking, sharing, call us. You have questions. You want us to look over your statement, we'll do it. You want to do it anonymously, we can even consult for you. You want to stay where you're at. Hey, there's a novel ID. Stay where you're at. We don't want to ridicule you. We'll tell you, we can give you some options, but I'll tell you what, you want us to look over your stuff, we'll look at it. But if we're going to help you, we want to get paid still. We're going to do our consulting. Don't take our info and then bring it to the other people. That's wrong, people. Yes. Let's use the experts. And, anyways,
We're here to help.
we're here to help you.
We're here to
But just
serve.
remember, no one works for free, because I know you're not giving your product away for free. But I'll tell you what, this is the Swypit Show on the Success Network. And I want you to remember, do what you want when you want.